But anyways, in this day and age where feminists and people from Me Too run rampant, and they post the most ridiculous things, and yet people get on me for posting things on social media. But anyways, these feminists and people from Me Too are posting the most ridiculous things. Hello, Tristan. But people from feminism, Me Too, and feminist, that's right, feminist, they're posting the most ridiculous things. Like hashtag kill all men. And yet they do not get in trouble for it. I figured that I should say this because explain it. But anyways, well, I just lost my train of thought. But so I uploaded a video titled "Why I'm Considering Going MGTOW: Men Going Their Own Way," or as it's been known, "Men Guarding Their Own Wallets." Well, I considered going MGTOW until somebody from MGTOW said, "Oh well, this is a bunch of bullshit. You're fake." I was like, "Well, fuck you too. Good luck on your fight against the feminist." That's basically what it comes down to. Oh man, but I mean, just what I meant to say was, there's this whole dating scene. Of course, people like they say, "Oh, well, there's double standards when you do this. There's double standards when you do that." One side or the other, tries to one up the other. I mean, sitting there thinking, "What the freak?" But I will say this: why does it seem like probably, but it just seems like just from my experiences only. Of course, other people's experiences may vary, may be very different compared to mine. But a woman in society says, "I'm a strong and independent woman and I don't need a man." She's praised. She's praised and glorified. But when a man says, "I am a strong and independent man, I don't need a woman," he's shamed. I don't understand that. And there's people out there saying, "Well, men overlook the benefits of marriage." What benefits? What benefits are you talking about? There is many good men out there. I'm pretty sure there's many good women out there as well. But when someone like Tommy Lahren, I made a video about her a year ago when she said it, boyish PSA for boyish men and all that kind of stuff, and where she said all men are trash. That's like some women out there saying all men are the same. Well, I got something to say about that. If once again I'm losing my train of thought. If in fact all men are the same, then that would mean in tune that all women are the same due to the simple fact that they believe that all men are the same. But anyways, and it's not just the whole feminism, MGTOW kind of thing. It's other things too. These people on YouTube saying, "Oh, well, Red, you're a commie and you're a communist, you're a fascist because you don't agree, you don't believe that there's going to be a civil war." I don't believe there's going to be a civil war. Nobody has the balls to fire the first shot. Just saying. I mean, come on now. And not to mention, we're dealing with the bull crap around in this country. I'm like sitting there thinking, there's a. I'm just like, no wonder other countries laugh at us. I agree, there is no civil war coming on. Ain't gonna be no civil war. No civil war. Nope. And and the feminists say, "Oh, well, there's a war against women." No, there isn't. And the people, the MGTOW people say, "Oh, there's a war against men." No, there isn't. There isn't. It's just a bunch of people talking shit. That's basically what it comes down to. It's a bunch of people talking shit. But yeah, there is. Yeah, you're right about that. I agree with you. There is a war on children. I agree with you. But I'm just so sick and tired of it. But if those people actually knew what my friend went through with his ex-wife, because a judge made him pay for child support and alimony, sorry. And then I was at his house one night, and his ex-wife came along and started beating the crap out of him. I gotta say this too. There's some people out there, especially some women, who believes that a man has no right to hit a woman. Well, what if a woman hits a man for no reason? They say it doesn't matter. I say differently. If a woman hits a man for no reason, the man has every right to hit her back. Same thing, vice versa. If a man hits a woman for no reason, the woman has every right to hit him back. Simple. It's just that simple. Really. Because those people say, I just say to those people, so what? You're going to get pissed off at a rattlesnake because you did not heed to the rattlesnake's warning, yet you still reached over to touch the rattlesnake and the rattlesnake bit you, and you're going to sit there and say, "Oh, I'm a woman, you can't do that." No, it doesn't work that way. Exactly, Tracy. I agree with you. And I also agree with, um, is it Dami? So, Da? I'm just going to call you Da. I agree. People shouldn't have put their hands on anyone, but sometimes it doesn't go that way. Sometimes you're forced to defend yourself. I don't know. I mean, it really, especially in the topic of self defense, that becomes a taboo thing, especially when people say, "Oh, well, Red, you can't shoot a cop." Why is that such a taboo subject? Why are you talking about the Second Amendment without shooting the cops? I don't understand that. That's just my way of thinking. Like prime example, a couple years ago, I uploaded a video titled "Amber Geiger is an Idiot." She is an idiot, and she's a murderer. For those of you who don't know, this happened in Dallas, Texas, in September 2018, or earlier than that. I can't remember. I know it was in 2018, and I was shocked that Agreed, Billy. But anyways, Botham Jean was murdered inside of his own apartment by an off-duty cop named Amber Geiger. And she said she had two lame excuses. She said, "Oh well, I worked a 20 not 24 14-hour shift." Yet she was aware enough to shoot somebody twice. And then her other excuse was, "Well, he didn't heed my commands." Well, sorry, but when you're in somebody else's house, apartment, you do as the tenant or the homeowner says. Doesn't matter if you're an off-duty or on-duty cop. But for some reason, self-defense against the cops, especially in today's day and age, is such a taboo subject. And yet those same people talk, you know, they say, well, you can't hit a woman. You can't shoot a cop. Why are you talking about the Second Amendment? I know for damn sure if a woman comes after me with a knife, I'm going to shoot her. That's for damn sure. But anyways, how are you guys doing? And thank you, Da, for the support. I appreciate that. I'm actually thinking about the next Patriots need to stand up in lowercase and uppercase letter part 15. Um, that's going to be the last time I'm going to talk about politics and MGTOW or feminism because quite honestly, I want to stay away from MGTOW and feminism, politics in general. I'm done with it. Especially the Patriots, they don't want to listen to me. Well, fake Patriots, they don't want to listen to me, and I'm like, okay. When the powers that be, the politicians decides, hey, we're gonna enact fascist, communist, or Marxist laws, ain't nothing you can do about it, especially when the cops enforces those Marxist, communist, or fascist laws. Nothing you can do about it except fight back. Really, Dot? You're a I can't speak. You're a politician. Nice. I just let me tell you something, Dot. It's like I said in the Amber Geiger is an idiot video. I interpret the amendments differently than most people. Prime example, the First Amendment. I have the right to challenge and question authority. And the list goes on. But, you know, who knows? Maybe tomorrow. It could be a year from now that the politicians, I'm not saying you, Da, but politicians could decide, oh, we're going to enact this law that happens to be Marxist or fascist or communist, whatever. And guess who enforces those Marxist, fascist, communist laws? The cops. But I'm just sick and tired of it. I mean, I'm thinking about doing other things, but I'm actually going to continue uploading GoPro videos when I start getting some more GoPro videos. I'm going to get a video camera sometime so I can go out and do a little ghost hunting. That's what I want to do. I want to do some ghost hunting. Maybe by myself. I don't know. I might be too scared to do it. I don't know. I'm not saying I believe in the paranormal or or if I don't or do believe in the paranormal, do I believe that ghosts exist or not? Not too sure, but of course, I don't know. But of course, I probably have to seek the owners of the property's permission to go on the property and investigate. I want to go. What is that one? I want to go to Old South Pittsburgh Hospital in Tennessee and the Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Well, I don't know, dawg. I'm not saying if it is real or if it's not. I gotta see it to believe it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I gotta see a ghost to believe in ghosts. That's just me. Like, I'm open minded to it, but if it's some kind of like what I'm afraid of is going into a building or a house that's like really sketchy because I don't know if you all know Omar Gosh TV, the fam, Kelsey Luna, not Kelsey, Chelsea Luna, um, all of them. They go to these houses. I think I saw a video not too like a couple years ago where Omar witnessed a satanic ritual. I was like, that's going on right now. That's what I'm afraid of. And I'm not going to mess with Ouija. I don't know if I pronounce it right. Ouija boards. I'm not going to mess with those. Nah. Mm-mm. Nope. Nada. Not going to mess with them. What is those things called? Especially if you get them off the dark internet. Um, Dybbuk boxes. I heard they. I heard they have malicious. If that's how you say it. Malicious spirits in them. I don't know. But Dybbuk boxes, I'm not going to get those. I'm not going to get a Ouija board. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. Staying away from that. Don't be scared, comrade, and Soviet Russia. That's you scared ghost. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing ghost hunting videos. Nope, I won't do it, dude. Nope, not me. Mm-mm. 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 No. Oh man, I swear I have a dark sense of humor. If an Ouija board said I'm gonna die when I turn 36, I'm like, no, okay, whatever. I want to go to haunted, uh, haunted asylums like Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. There's there's a psychiatric hospital that's abandoned. I don't know, psychiatric, whatever, but mental hospital in Rafford, Virginia, not far away from here. from here. I want to explore that place. I want to explore abandoned places. I'm not too sure if any one of you is, if you're subscribed to Exploring with Josh. I want to do what he does. But when it comes to ghost videos, I'm not going to say, oh, well, I was chased out of the freaking hospital or house by a demon or some homeless person, even though it didn't happen, just to get views. I'm not going to do that just to get money. I mean, I would love to have at least 500,000 subscribers. That'd be nice. Maybe more. And also, I need to get this off my chest. Would someone please shut Jake Paul up? Somebody needs to take him down a peg or two. Well, it's been like for I started making videos on since September 2013, and I didn't really start to get a lot of subs until the subscribers until like was till like the first month of January, like January 2015. Thanks, Da. Who else is in here? Who's How do I figure out who's in here? I know Da's in here. Billy, I'm not too sure what happened to him. Even though I actually agree. He said that's why I like safe spaces. That's why I like safe spaces. Stay out of my space and you will be safe. I 110% agree. Tracy Morris said, if I hit a man, then he has the right to defend himself. I agree 100%. What's going on, Billy? What's up, James? Oh, you did, James? Well, just to bring you up to speed, after I upload, say what I have to say about the wannabe Patriots again, going to be titled "Patriots Need to Stand Up," lowercase and uppercase letters. Just that I do that intentionally, just to get underneath their skin. It's going to be part 15. After that video, I'm going to focus on two things: work and getting GoPro footage, GoPro videos, and uploading those GoPro videos. I'm going to focus on those two things. Not to mention, I got to save some money, anyways, to get a New Yorker leather helmet for the fire department I'm at. And then to get that, and of course, it's going to be near the helmet I'm talking about, a New Yorker, a Carnes New Yorker leather fire helmet. It's going to be near $1,000 to pay for, and not to mention I got to get the shield for it, the accessories. I want to get the reflective uh, tape for it, the camouflage reflective tape, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's like for a New Yorker helmet, it's like I think it was on Firestorm.com store. Sorry, Firestore.com. It was listed as priced at $920 some dollars. But the accessories, the stickers, decals, and all that kind of stuff, yeah, it's expensive, Tracy. Like the decals, the stickers, and all that. Of course, I want to put my favorite hockey team sticker logo, the Colorado Avalanche, and my favorite baseball team, the Boston Red Sox sticker on there. And I want to put the Ireland, Scottish, Norwegian, and American flags on stickers on the helmet. The camouflage, reflective taping around the um, the helmet near the base. It is worth it. Leather helmets, especially the Carnes New Yorker helmet, is a real firefighter's helmet right there. I can't believe I haven't even bothered to get a New Yorker fire helmet. I've been in the fire service, been a volunteer firefighter for 15 years. Next year in July, it's gonna yeah, next year July 2022, it's gonna be 16 years. I graduated high school in 2006, and right after I graduated high school in 2006 in June, I joined the fire department in July 2006. And yeah, been a volunteer firefighter ever since. But of course, here lately, I've been taking a break and all that. I would say most of them. I'm not trying to disgrace them, but they're. It's like some of them, just like any profession. I used to. Just gonna tell you guys a story. I know probably watched a video about this, but when I was a lot younger, of course, right now I'm 33 years old. I was, that typical stereotypical firefighter, puffed out chest, and thought I was the shit, the best thing on God's green earth, and all that green and blue earth, whatever. I was cocky. Well, should I actually? No, I'm going to say arrogant. I, you know, thought I was God's gift to mankind and all that. And also, I forgot what I was about to say. I used to be that typical firefighter. You just was like that, cocky, arrogant, and all that. But as the years gone by, especially now, I toned it down a lot. Sadly, there's few to some firefighters who don't do that. Sadly. And what sucks too is that I can't have this beard. I can't have it. Personally, I like having a beard. Oh, she did. What state are you in? I mean, you don't have to answer. Like, I'm just wondering what state. Oh, Atlanta. So she's paid, huh? She has to be paid. Atlanta Fire Department runs their asses off. Well, you got Atlanta. Oh, actually, I gotta tell y'all a story. But right now, um, Massachusetts. Uh, The only place I want to live in Massachusetts is Boston. Of course, being a fan of the Boston Celtics, Celtics, whatever, and the Boston Red Sox. I'm a big fan of the Red Sox. My mom, she likes the Yankees because of Mickey Mantle, even though he's dead. Um, but anyways, Dot, like Atlanta Fire Department runs a lot of calls. You have Detroit FD. I know Prince George's County and Maryland runs a lot, especially Kentland Volunteer Fire Department, and they are 100% volunteer. Um, Washington D.C. There's another good fire department. Chicago, Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, I'm so glad CM Punk started to go back into wrestling again. Oh gosh, Billy, you were doing all right. I'm in Botetourt County, Virginia, Tracy. Billy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Should be ashamed of yourself because you're a Yankee fan. Shame. I'm just messing with you. No, I'm glad they Boston Red Sox won the World Series in 2013 after what was that? The Boston Marathon bombing? What was it Hasty? Don't know where that is. But anyway, somebody said something about freedom coming down with the flu. Um, a while back, I actually did this for a little experiment. I, I know I'm against the COVID-19 vaccine, but I got it a while back, and I'd say about when I wasn't really that active to begin with in the spring, and I was got tested for COVID, and it came back positive. So, anyways, got the COVID-19 vaccine the next day. So this is just an experiment, by the way. All right, James. So it's just an experiment. But so after the next day, I tested positive for COVID-19, got the COVID-19 vaccine the next day, thought everything was all fine and dandy. Boy, I was wrong. I was wrong. The next day, I was really sick. I couldn't go to work because this arm, my right arm, I got the shot in the on whatever in got the COVID-19 vaccine. I couldn't move it. Could not move it. Not to mention, I had a 104 degree fever. I had the worst muscle aches I've ever had in my entire life. Sore throat. Um, let's see. Bad sore throat. I was coughing up blood, like bloody sputum. Oh man. Well, job is a job. Got to earn paychecks, pay the bills. Way it is. But anyways, so I got the COVID-19 vaccine as an experiment. Oh, Tracy, the COVID-19 vaccine shot for me was horrible for 2 weeks. I couldn't go to work. So that was $250 I could have earned to go towards that New Yorker fire helmet I'm talking about. Was talking about earlier. But nope. But anyways, I did it for an experiment, and I tell people do not get the COVID-19 vaccine. Do not get it. Wait, you live in New York City? There's actually, there's another good fire department, the best, FDMY. FDMY is hands on the best fire department in the whole U freaking S. I got the Pfizer, I think what it's called, vaccine. I wasn't going to get the Johnson and Johnson vaccine. I heard some bad things about the Johnson and Johnson vaccine. They said, "Oh, you're going to get your heart's going to be inflamed and all that kind of stuff." And but long story short, Tracy, I'm not going to get the booster shot for the COVID-19 vaccine, the second shot. And I'm no longer getting flu shots. I mean, right now, I'm dealing with headaches, like dull headaches. It doesn't surprise me, Jesse. It doesn't surprise me one bit. Here pretty soon, I have a feeling like, of course, actually, I've been seeing videos of police in Australia separating their parents from their kids so that the parents or the children get the COVID-19 vaccines. And I have a feeling it might catch on down here in the US. Non-needle tea. No, I haven't. I usually get Milo's, whatever it's called, tea. I usually get the decaf sweet tea. It's from I can get it at Walmart. What they put in is just water, pure cane sugar, and something else. They don't put in the high sugar amounts that they put in Coca Cola, Pepsi, Dr Pepper. I love Dr Pepper. Personally, I love Monster Energy drinks, but right now I gotta watch what I drink and eat when it comes to sugar wise, or how much meat I eat, because I think it was right after I got better from those 2 weeks. I had a I had gout in my left foot, and they couldn't tell if it's just gout or bunion. I knew I have a bunion in my left foot, and it feels freaking weird. And I'm dreading having the possibility of getting surgery done on my left foot to get rid of the bunion. I told them I want the Lapiplasty uh, bunion 3D surgery, not the traditional bunion surgery where you just cut the bone off and all that and realign the big toe joint. No, 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 no. That's 6 months, possibly to a year of me not being at work. Not for me. I'm one of those people who likes to be up on my feet at all times. I mean, I work at a car wash for crying out loud. And speaking of being on my feet, I need to. Oh, you mean pine needle? Well, I'm concerned about lowering the uric acid in my blood because if you have so much if I have so much uric acid levels that turns into purines whatever, small crystals form at the big toe joint of my left foot, resulting in gout, and it hurts like a mother effer. It hurts so bad, like can't hardly walk. Well, I gotta look at the pine needle tea there, James. Gotta look at it, and try it out. Is it the unsweet or sweet tea? For some reason, I like sweet tea more than anything, but I have no problem drinking unsweet tea. Yeah, I took the jab as an experiment, and I got sick as a freaking dog. Just let me put it to you this way: I took the jab as an experiment to prove a point, right? And I'm actually in the process of talking to the people who gave me the shot, and let's. Of course you do, because you're a Yankees fan. To prove that freedom of choice needs to be respected, especially when it comes to kids, because they're trying to force kids to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Regardless, it makes me look like a hypocrite. It really does. But how I do things my own certain way. Like I said, I got the COVID-19 vaccine to prove a point as an experiment. I got sick, really sick as a result. I actually went to the hospital because of it. 104-degree fever, and the highest the fever was 105, I do believe. Years since I had a 105-degree fever. Um, like I said, to prove a point that freedom of choice should be respected at all times, because the schools, they're trying to require people to get vaccines, especially the COVID-19 vaccines and all that. And there's no sure thing. Just because I have the. Mhm. I agree, Twiggy. It is my choice, but at the same time, it goes against what I've been saying. You know what I'm trying to say, James. It goes against what I've been trying to say. But I've actually talked to a few parents, and they actually said, "Oh, so the COVID-19 vaccine got you sick that much?" I said, "Yeah. Basically, I have asthma. Um, my immune system may be weaker than James, maybe weaker than Twiggy's, or Daz, or Freedom Inks, or Dry Fire Face. You know, my immune system is pretty weak. And not to mention, I have bad allergies. I get conjunctivitis in the spring. The Pfeiffer, Twiggy. Is it Twiggy? Am I saying it right? I didn't get the Johnson Johnson. I've heard, like I said a while ago, the Johnson and Johnson vaccine. From what I've heard, people have had reported um, heart inflation, like heart inflation and all that. Their hearts are inflamed because they got the Johnson Johnson vaccine. So I went with the Pfizer. But James, like, I feel like I'm a hypocrite. At least I'm actually man enough to admit it. Um, but like I said, just to prove a point as an experiment, and and I tell the parents, your kids, they can speak for themselves. They can say no in getting the COVID-19 vaccine. They can say whatever they want. Now, if their kids has a certain disability like severe autism, or is a mute, then, like I said before, it's pretty self-explanatory. Can't really make a mute or someone with a severe uh, disability talk, especially when a kid has severe autism. You can't make them talk if your life depended on it. Um, and they said, "What are you trying to say?" I'm saying they have the same right as you, the same First Amendment right to say whatever they want. And they said, "Then why did you get the COVID-19 vaccine?" I said, "Is it pretty obvious to prove a point here?" And they said, "Oh, okay." Well, Twiggy, I'm not going to get the the booster shot for COVID-19 vaccine. I'm not going to get the flu shot either. No, sir, Bob. Not going to get it. Not going to get it. Nah, you're fine. And besides, there's a possibility I might have. I haven't really announced this yet, but might as well. But there's a possibility I might have skin cancer. Yep. Isn't like skin cancer? They just zap it off or something like that. I don't know how they do it. Like it boggles my mind that they haven't figured out how to cure certain. Actually, you know what? Maybe the U.S. government is withholding the cures for all cancers and the uncurable STDs. Be nice if they came with a medicine that cures all diseases, all viruses, and all that. Yeah, James, you probably need to get that looked out. But then again, you're going to be told, "Oh, well, you got to wear a mask to be in the doctor's office." See, yeah, that's the one thing that gets me. Ever since the pandemic began, I noticed that cases of bottles of waters were all gone. And it's the same thing going on right now. I can't even get a case of bottles of waters now. What's up, Freedom Inc? Hey, Tom. I don't know if you know, Tom, but I called out Coda Boy 32 Tactical the other day. My gosh, we got to get out there and think the military bullshit. What he did was thank the people, the National Guard, for what they did in 2005 in New Orleans when they illegally confiscated people's firearms. What the fuck is bullshit is that? Anybody know what happened to Dry Fire Faith? What's going on with that? What's going on with him? I'm starting to worry about him. I was thinking about him earlier today when I was, loading the the truck with bad tires for the business and all that. So, anyways, I was loading tires and all that, thinking about Dry Fire Faith and the chairs against the wall. Chairs against the wall. Was that said in Red Dawn? I think that was said in Red Dawn. They're not heroes, Billy. Yeah, you're exactly right, Billy. They're not heroes. Oh my gosh. See, this is the problem I have, especially being a volunteer firefighter myself. I'm getting so sick and tired of the hero worship, troop worship BS. Oh, Billy, that's what the John has a long mustache. Well, Freedom, you're more of a hero than most people out there. Coded boy. Oh, you gotta thank the military. Oh, dang, Tom. Don't you? Oh, man. I can't, I think it was like nearly a year ago. But, last year, yeah, it was last year, I had, uploaded a video and I said, ain't gonna be no civil war. I was flagged. The video got taken down. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Sorry about that. Yeah, no, it wasn't lagging. The circle of death. Yeah, I think I don't really understand the meaning of the chair is against the wall, Tom, but maybe I think you're right about that. don't know about you guys, but I need a dip. That reminds me. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna get a dip. Oh, I got another story for all you. Of course, Tom is right there, Twiggy. Yeah, you're exactly right there, James. The writing is on the wall. I knew that from the very second Dry Fire Faith called out CRS Firearms, and I knew it was nothing more. It was going to be a shit show that CRS started. Or it's something behind the scenes. Hold on. He was having some issues. Some agency or something has taken interest a while back. Well, I think that's the reason why they're. I think that's the reason why Freedom. Yeah, I think he is laying low because I would say after the what he said after what the whole CRS firearms thing died down between him and CRS. That's when yeah, that's what you got. Personally, I think it had something to do with CRS firearms. Where the government can easily get your location on smartphones, laptops. Hell, they can use PS4s, PS5s, Xboxes, all of that. Smart TVs, all that kind of stuff. And who knows? They're probably looking at me or anybody else who has a webcam built in their laptops. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. All those years ago, see, this is the one thing that these wannabe patriots don't understand. Remember, some of them are the same people who dogged and disrespected Edward Snowden. So Snowden. When I was really young, like when I got out of high school, I wanted to go to college. I was dabbing a little bit into computer software, um, the computer science, and all of that. There's a high demand for job positions for that today, especially when Anonymous, whatever that hacker group, the hacktivist group, still runs rampant and all that. You know, it all depends what you use those skills for. You can use it for good or you use it for bad, whatever. You just do they just some hackers they just use those skills for their own personal gain. Well, James, I wouldn't say I know for a fact, but I know my name is on the watch list. I know. I just have a hunch. Oh, well, see, the ATF, I'm thinking about tearing up my concealed handgun permit right now. The ATF and the cops can easily obtain that information, just like they can easily obtain the 4473 form that I signed to get that Springfield XDS 9mm handgun. They can easily obtain that. It's not just, they can easily know your location with the cell phones, smartphones, and PS4s, PS5s, Xboxes, laptops, desktops, what do you name it? They can find you. You can live out in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about out of the middle of nowhere where you have horses and four wheelers and all that bullshit, they will find you. You can live out, let's say, personally, I would love to live in Alaska. Yeah. But Alaska, they say Alaska has the highest crime rate out of all the 50 states, well, other states. Pretty much, James. You're exactly right. They do it. They take your money without your consent. They take your money that you earn, paychecks, without your consent. That's why I believe that people have, I rather work and get paid underneath the table. The government gets you, and not to mention you got to help pay for Social Security, what Medicaid, whatever you name it. Oh, I learned that, and Freedom. I learned to do that in 2009 because um, they said you can file exempt and all that. But right now, I prefer to work to get paid underneath the table. Um, of course, I help work on a friend's farm, and well, see, when the sales tax, I'm afraid with the sales tax, say you want to get something like um, a Big Mac at McDonald's. I don't go to McDonald's anymore. The sales tax goes to you name it. I worked at the VA ABC store. I used to work for the see ya, Tiggy. Not Tiggy, Twiggy. But I stopped getting food, whatever, if you even call that food at McDonald's. No, I wouldn't say it's food. Um, that sales tax that gets you, that sale tax money goes to places like, I don't know, prime example, your state's Department of Transportation. It goes to um, education. And of course, I found out um, um, when I was working for VA ABC store. Of course, there towards the end, they they limited my hours, and I said, "Fuck this! I don't want to do this anymore." So after I got my tax return, which was I think it was $700. You're exactly right, Freedom Inc. Doesn't equal. It's just man, tax doesn't equate to freedom in any way. You're exactly right. Taxation without representation is theft. It is theft. You wouldn't believe the tax money that VA ABC store makes out milks out of people, not just the customers, but also um, the people who work for VABC. Oh yeah, it is extortion. Pretty much, the government is guilty of extortion to begin with. I agree. I agree with you, Freedom Inc. We're unrepresented to begin with. You know, I got to say this. It's funny to me that these people who claim to be well Christians, but um, patriots, they they've been saying to the First Amendment auditors, you know, the First Amendment auditors who go around and film in public properties, public sidewalks, public easements, public lobbies. They've been saying to to First Amendment auditors, "Well, you should have complied," and now many years later, they're saying will not comply because some politician enacts a certain law that they don't like that violates what they say their Second Amendment rights, when really they have the right, the natural born right, to own and carry firearms. And yet they're the same people who say, let's see, free men don't ask permission to carry to own firearms. But yet, They ask permission. They ask their government permission while they hand over their hard-earned money to conceal carry, like I did. You're exactly right, Freedom. You're exactly right, Freedom. 110%. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. They don't worry about it until it affects them. That's the problem. Like I said not too long ago, you know, these patriots, quote unquote patriots, they I lost my train of thought once again. They they don't have the mentality that one person's rights that's been violated is a violation of everyone's rights. They have no idea what freedoms are either. I hate to use a Braveheart quote, but are we really? Not every person is free. Not every man and woman lives free. Freedom, freedom, freedom is nothing more than illusion, and it's like I've been saying all along too. Like especially at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, these healthcare providers, these politicians, they think they have control. And I don't mean to use a Jurassic Park reference, but control is just an illusion. Just like freedom is just an illusion too. Yeah, James, exactly. Yet they some of them are they claim they care about what happened to Duncan Lemp and Gary Willis. They claim to care what happened to Marvin Heemeyer. I'm going to say this: Marvin Heemeyer was nothing more than a crazy idiot. Just saying, in my opinion. For those of you who don't know, Marvin Heemeyer, the killdozer incident that happened in Granby, Colorado, and I believe the summer of 2004. I I don't know, James. Yeah, Sean Rowe is a he was murdered, brutally murdered. But James, I'm not too sure about that. Um, about the Marvin Heemeyer situation. As I understand it, ow, Cody Dochuk gave Marvin Heemeyer an easement to hook up to the sewer and all that. Well, see, freedom. Everybody says they have enough, but when is enough enough? That's the big question here. When is enough enough? I mean, I'm not like Marvin Mehemeyer. He did have a good idea. Well, of course, we are long past enough. I know that for sure. I agree with you 110% there. Marvin Heemeyer built, modified his bulldozer, well, dozer, whatever, and but I don't know. Maybe the town council did him wrong. Maybe not. Never know the details. Just like just yeah. Uh, he did forget about that. I give you that. He forgot about that. Of course, 2004 was I can't was it 99 when the Columbine shooting happened? I think it was 99. It had to be 99. So it was like 5 years after Columbine. Around that time, Colorado was starting to become more like Illinois with their strict gun laws and all that kind of stuff. Illinois, especially Chicago, California, Washington, Oregon, Hawaii, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut. The funny thing about Connecticut, the official nickname of Connecticut is the Constitution State. What a joke. And New York. You mean it, James? If you mean it, if everybody modified their own killdozers, and not to mention have had enough ammo and all that kind of stuff, I would say they be really afraid. Well, I'm not a big fan of the state of Connecticut, and it's funny to me that Massachusetts is anti-guns and all that when Boston, I wouldn't say, well, my Massachusetts, the Battle of Lexington and Concord. I need to stop dipping. Well, see, the problem there, Freedom, at the state level, it's, I would say at the local level, if a bunch of local towns, whatever, at the local level, organizing militias won't be a problem. Now, organizing state militias, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's doable. Federal level, now that's, and besides, like Dry Fire said not too long ago, everybody's so preoccupied with getting paid and all that kind of stuff They say, oh, I don't want to fight a civil war because I have obligations. Got to work, got to take care of my kids and my wife and all that. By all means, taking care of your kids, your husband, your wife, your whatever. That's all fine and dandy. That shows that you're a stand-up person right there. You want to take care of your family. But at the same time, when things are getting serious like they are right now in the political arena, you gotta think for yourself too. Yeah, I'm not going to comply. Of course, I told people in here I got the COVID-19 vaccine for as an experiment to prove a point. And of course, I was tested positive for COVID-19, and I got sick because I got the COVID-19 vaccine. And I'm not going to get the booster shot or the flu shots anymore. Never. For 2 weeks, I was out of work. And then a week after that, week and a half, I had a gout in my left foot. Not saying it was because of COVID-19 vaccine, but um, I was just trying to prove a point, and there might be some ramifications to the people who gave me the shot, the Pfizer shot. Just put it that way. They're going to face some repercussions for that. Basically, when it comes down to, folks, it's all about control, money, and all that. The cops, man, they're it really bugs me about, especially to the people who say, "Oh, I support the cops." Yeah, I did choose to take it. I chose to, but at the same time, it makes me a hypocrite. You know what I mean, Freedom? Like, I feel like I'm a hypocrite. I'm man enough to admit that. I'm not too sure about Dell Big Tree. I don't know what you're talking about there. All I know is, guys, things are gonna get worse. It's only a matter of time before, another police shooting. Black Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter idiots go at it again. Oh, I see what you're trying to say. Freedom. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it was your choice, right or wrong. You made the choice. The problem is when the masses make a choice, it affects those who don't. We see that now with the war against the unvaccinated. I agree 100%. Not you. You mentioned Australia. I said something about Australia a while ago. I've been seeing videos of Australian cops separating their kids from the parents and all that kind of stuff, so that the parents or the kids get vaccinated and all that. And I'm just sitting there thinking, what the fuck? If you're going to force people to get the vaccine, that's wrong. That is wrong. 100% wrong. It is sickening, James. It pisses me off. It pisses me off, dude. I'm getting all worked up again. It just pisses me off that people in power get away with that bullshit. They force people to comply, and people in Australia, they go along with it. And people here don't understand it could happen here too. It probably is happening here. We just don't know about it. But the fact is, who knows? You don't know what you don't know. You know what you know. Yeah, Australia was disarmed. Not to mention, not too long ago, New Zealand, they tried to do this buybacks of firearms and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna get paid just to turn in my firearms. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, and it amazes me around here after a mass shooting, liberals and the conservatives, they they resort to political crap and all that. I'm like, this is a time for mourning, not the time to talk about politics. This is a time to remember those who were killed, not to go into politics, especially the idiots who go around and say, oh, well, gun control, we need gun control. No, fuck you. And especially the conservatives, they blame uh, movies, all that, those things too. They don't put the blame at the shooter's feet. They don't blame the shooter. They put the blame at something else. Well, somebody on my channel a while ago said, "Well, video games contributes to people becoming violent." So, wait a second. If video games contributes affects people's behaviors to become violent or be calm, see you later, freedom. See, it just pisses me off. Dang ear infection. It just pisses me off. Good night, freedom. It pisses me off, dude, James. Like, I'm telling you, that's like me. Like, since Billy's still here, like, not too long ago, some what happened to one of the Red Sox players? Something happened. I didn't go on freaking YouTube or Facebook and said, "Oh, all Yankee fans are some of the most classless fans out there." I didn't do that because of one or a few people's actions. That's basically what it comes down to, especially when it comes to women going or some women going around saying, "All men are the same," and not to mention when I talked about, yeah, men going their own way. See, it apparently everything is all political these days. Feminists, the Me Too, and not to. I'm just going to say this: Me Too people are nothing but a bunch of witches hunting for men for no damn reason. While at the same time they post things. Oh, I'm here protesting against the patriarchy. What the fuck are you talking about, patriarchy? And not to mention they put in the, down the bottom or somewhere on the post, hashtag kill all men. What the fuck? I'd like to see you try. Those people saying that bullshit, hashtag will kill all men. Yeah, you try that with me. It's all bullshit, James. It's like I said, it comes down to control and money. Nah, they ain't peaceful. They're a bunch of pussies wearing pink hats on went in January 2017. Pussy hats. I'm like, what the fuck? I was considering men going their own way, joining that lot, but after somebody from men going their own way said, "Oh, you're just another fake," I'm like, "Fuck you too, then, bitch." I go back to pissing off the conservatives and liberals, and while I'm at it, piss off the feminists and the men going their own way, dumbasses. Oh, Billy, you ought to feel ashamed of yourself. Your team having what 27 World Series championships. You ought to feel ashamed of yourself. Don't worry, Montreal Canadiens right behind you with 24. Well, sorry, I think I said 24 World Series championships that the Yankees have. They have 27. But the Montreal Canadiens from the NHL, they have 24 Stanley Cup championships. They're catching up, but so yeah. But it's been a while since the Canadians won the Stanley Cup. It's been a while since a Canadian team from the NHL won the Stanley Cup. Last year, it was the Tampa Bay Lightning again. 2 years in a row. Better than the goddamn the Pittsburgh Penguins. I can't stand the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I also can't stand the Detroit Red Wings. Mm. Yeah, it's getting late for me too, James. Yeah, when it comes to the Montreal Canadiens versus the Boston Bruins, I'd rather steer clear of that freaking bullshit shit show. Oh, you're welcome, James. I'd rather stay away from the Canadiens and Bruins rivalry. That's a shit show at its worst. Hmm. I'll just stick with the rivalry between the Yankees and the Red Sox because I'm more comfortable with that. I gotta start doing more live streams here. Of course, like I said earlier, I want to do other things, and of course, upload more GoPro fire response videos with my fire department and all that. Want to start doing more. Want to start broadening my horizons, going into the ghost hunting kind of thing, video recording, all that, and I'll see if there is ghosts out there, if they do or do not exist. But that's just me. I'm not saying I'm a skeptic, but I'm not saying I'm a skeptic of the paranormal, but meh. Well, got to end this because I got to go to bed. I might do another live stream later on in the week. I want to do another live stream with Freedom Inc. again. Got to talk to him about that. I do have his number, so I'll shoot him a text. See y'all.